Hello friends, in this lecture also we will discuss simulation. What is simulation? It is a imitation of reality. A children's cycling park with various crossings and signals is simulated model of the city traffic system. In the laboratories, a number of experiments are performed on simulated models to determine the behavior of the real system in true environments. A simple illustration is the testing of an aircraft model in wind tunnel, from which we determine the performance of the actual aircraft under real operating condition. Planetarium is also one of the simulation. Planetarium shows represent a beautiful simulation of planet system. Environments in a geological garden and in a museum of natural history are other examples of simulation. In all these examples, it has tried to imitate the reality to see what might happen under real operating condition. This imitation of reality, which may be in the physical form or in the form of mathematical equation, may be called as simulation. How can you define simulation? Simulation is a representation of reality through the use of model or other devices which will react in the same manner as reality under a given set of conditions. So in this way you can define simulation. Simulation has also been defined as the use of a system model that has the designed characteristics of reality in order to produce the essence of actual operation. So many mathematicians and scientists define simulation in different manners. According to Donald G. Malcolm, what he defined, how he is defined this simulation? A simulated model may be defined as one which depicts the working of large-scale system of main machine materials and information operating over a period of time in a simulated environment of the actual real world condition. One more mathematician, according to Shannon, simulation is the process of designing a model of the real system by conducting experiments with this model for the purpose of understanding the behavior of the operation of the system. So in this way, in different manners, you can define simulation, but what is important? It is a representation or imitation of reality through the use of model. So this is the key word, imitation or representation of real world with the use of model. That may be any type. So this is what simulation. So it has many advantages. The simulation technique, when compared with other mathematical programming and standard probability analysis, this offers a number of advantages. A few important advantages today we will discuss. Many important managerial decisions. Some problems are too intricate to solve by mathematical programming and by experimentation with the actual system. Even if possible, it is too costly or risky. In such case, simulation offers the solution by allowing experimentation with model of the system without interfering with the real system. Simulation is thus often a bypass for complex mathematical analysis. Through simulation, management can foresee the difficulties and bottlenecks which may come up due to the introduction of new machines, equipments and processes. It thus eliminates the need of costly trial and error methods of trying out new concepts on real methods or equipments. Next, simulation has the advantage of being relatively free from mathematics and thus can be easily understood by the operating personnel or non-technical managers. This helps in getting the proposed plans accepted and implemented. Simulations are comparatively flexible and can be modified to accommodate the changing environments of the real situation. Computer simulation can compress the performance of a system over several years and involving large calculations in a few minutes of computer running time. The simulation technique is easier to use than mathematical model and is considered quite superior to the mathematical analysis. Simulation has advantageously been used for training the operating and managerial staff in the operation of complex plans. It is always advantageous to train people on simulated models before putting into their hands the real system. Simulated exercises have been developed to impart the trainees sufficient exercise and experience. A simulated exercise familiarizes the trainee with the data required and helps in judging what information is really important. Due to his personal involvement into the exercise, the trainee gains sufficient confidence and moreover becomes familiar with the data processing on electronic computer. So these are, in such situation, the simulation is advantageous. Once simulation model has been constructed, it may be used time and again to analyze different situation. You can use it multi times at multi occasions for multiple applications. So it is a valuable and convenient method of breaking down a complicated system into subsystems and then studying each of these subsystems individually or jointly with others. So these are some advantages of simulation techniques. That's why we are looking for simulation technique, but it has some limitations. Simulation technique suffer from some limitation. We'll see. First is simulation does not produce optimum result when the model deals with uncertainties. The results of simulation are only reliable approximations subject to statistical errors. Then second, quantification of the variables is another difficulty. In a number of situations, it is not possible to quantify all the variables that affect the behavior of the system. Third limitation, in very large and complex problems, the large number of variables and the interrelationship between them make the problem very unwieldy and hard to program. The number of variables may be too large and may exceed the capacity of available computers. Simulation is by no means a cheap method of analysis. In a number of situations, such as a corporate planning, simulation is comparatively costlier and time consuming. Other important limitations stem from too much tendency to rely on simulation models. This results in application of the technique to some simple problems which can more appropriately be handled by other techniques of mathematical programming. So these are some limitations we should consider while applying. Where to apply this simulation? What are different applications? In previous lecture also we discussed. Let us once more discuss application of simulation. Simulation is quite versatile and commonly applied technique for solving decision problems. It has been applied successfully to a wide range of problems of science and technology. So in the field of basic sciences, it has been used to evaluate the area under a curve, to estimate the value of y in matrix inversion and study of particle diffusion. The simulation is used in industrial problems, including the shop floor management, design of computer system, design of queuing system, inventory control, communication networks, chemical processes, nuclear reactors, and scheduling of production process. Simulation is used in business and economic problems, including customer behavior, price determination, economic forecasting, portfolio selection, and capital budgeting. Simulation is used. It will not give you the optimum solution, but it gives you a direction. It simulates the reality, and then you can take a next step. So this simulation is used in social problems also, including population growth, effect of environment on health and group behavior. It is also used in biomedical systems, including fluid balance, distribution of electrolyte in human body, and brain activities. It is used in the design of weapon system, war strategies and tactics. Simulation also used in the study of project involving risk investment. So in this way, simulation is widely used in industry, in business, in biomedical systems. So now we will discuss one method of simulation which is very popular method known as Monte Carlo simulation. The Monte Carlo method of simulation was developed by the two mathematicians, first John von Neumann and Stanislaw Ullmann during World War II to study how far neutrons would travel through different material. The technique provided an approximate but quite workable solution to the problem. With the remarkable success of this technique on neutron problem, it soon became popular and found many applications in business and industry, and at present forms a very important tool of operation research toolkit. Monte Carlo is the code number given to the technique by about two mathematicians. Name of mathematician is John von Neumann and Stanislaw Ullmann, which is developed by these two mathematicians. So what are the procedure or steps should follow in Monte Carlo simulation? So first step, select the measure of effectiveness, that is objective function of the problem. It is either to be maximized or minimized. For example, it may be ideal time for service facility in queuing problem, number of shortages, or the total inventory cost in an inventory control problem. Second, identify the variables that affect the measure of effectiveness significantly. For example, number of service facilities in queuing problem or demand, lead time and safety stock in an inventory control. It is used to determine the third step, to determine cumulative probability distribution of each variable selected in step 2. Plot this distribution with values of the variable along x and cumulative probability values along y. Next, get a set of random number from random number generator. The fifth step is consider each random number as a decimal value of cumulative probability distribution. Enter the cumulative distribution plot along the y-axis. Project this point horizontally till it meets the distribution curve. Then project the point of intersection down on the axis. Record the value or values of several variables are being generated in the step 5. Substitute the formula chosen for measure of effectiveness and find its simulated value. Last step, repeat step 5 and step 6 until sample is large enough to satisfaction of the decision maker. So this is what the Monte Carlo simulation, these are some steps. In every problem you need not to follow all, but so these are generalized steps which required to be followed in Monte Carlo simulation. Let us see one example. So we will discuss examples in next session. If you have any doubts regarding this simulation, definition of simulation, some advantage and disadvantage of simulation, application of simulation, and the steps followed in Monte Carlo simulation, you are welcome. You can ask any doubts. I will try to solve your queries. Also you can send your doubts, queries or questions related to this topic in chat box. I will answer your questions in next lecture. Thank you very much.